It's more of a very, very large chamber than an actual ocean or an actual underworld, so to speak. But it certainly has a thin, only a thin separation from the actual underworld, and inevitably, all the way down to Hades. Um, yeah. What exactly this place is for, she doesn't know, but there does seem to be a purpose to it. She's sure of that. It's not just here. It's not natural. Well, maybe. Who knows?
I'm crazy.
I mean, as it turns out, the properly studying and researching things wasn't the priority on her mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
While she swam through the goop that was the Never Sea. But yeah, she can certainly keep you entertained for the few hours it will take to return to the whirlpool. And once there, if you give the command to sail straight into the maelstrom of water just streaming to the ceiling, the sailors will hesitate, but of course do as you say.
We obviously look very confident in what we say.
Yeah,
Always.
naturally.
Sail into the Tower of Water.
Yeah. And
hold on.
It's pretty much the reverse of what happened when you entered the maelstrom at the top. Rather than the ship going vertical, pointing downwards, the ship very much just circling around the waters, eventually goes vertical upwards, and through a feat that no physics should allow, gets pretty much shot towards the ceiling. And after a lurch, pops out back at the maelstrom in the Forgotten Sea.
Crazy. Well,
I'm very glad that worked.
Yeah, it doesn't emerge exactly where the whirlpool or downwards was, but rather actually a mile, 2, 3 away. Just as if it had always sailed there and nothing weird just happened. Just suddenly sitting there. All the sailors, you yourself included, a bit groggy, not entirely sure what just happened. But a quick head count does reveal that everything seems to be fine. Bulbuck swears that some of the supplies got missing in the transition that he absolutely had nothing to do with.
So, are we still on the same day that we sailed into the whirlpool? Did we get to the island, resolve that, and back in a single day?
It would have basically taken a day.
all right. Darius is officially an oathbreaker.
Well, in that case, I don't want to get too in the weeds, but there's a couple things Darius would have done before as he sees the clock running down. First getting Darathaxel's egg all nestled up and starting to nurture it and keep it warm and in the best place he possibly can. He'd also obviously like to check in with Kira and Pythor, making sure that they're staying close at all times. And also, he has 2 things he would like to give to the party. Unfortunately, the third thing, it'll be on its way. It'll get here in 7 days. So sorry, Demos, just gonna have to wait.
Your present is gonna be late, Demos.
Your present. Amazon said, Pythor, Vulcan is like, due to the plague, it's gonna be delayed.
Nemesis used to
mindful.
Due to the plague.
Yeah, please be aware that our shipping times may be affected by. That joke will date itself if someone finds this years down the road. He wants to give Ariad the scroll, as previously discussed. That should things go down and go bad sooner than anticipated, that the story of the chosen heroes will still have an author, and that one that can fill in the gaps related to her lost people. And he would like to give Artemisia the crown of the Dragonlords.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
I mean, when Darius gives that to Artemisia, she will definitely say, "I don't intend to keep this. You're gonna have this back, one way or another."
I will never have need of it, Artemisia. I don't anticipate. If all goes well, and this proves to be unnecessary, I will still need to hatch Dareth Axel's egg, but your new order of Dragonlords, you'll need to learn how to do this eventually. I'll become the first of your underlings in the new order of Dragonlords. And one day, when this organization has been rebuilt better than it was, you're going to probably want to take an apprentice at some point. They said, keep that and give it to the person who you think should be the next to keep the torch alight, as you are right now.
She'll nod as she thinks, like takes in the words, and she'll smile and then like slap his arm a little, and then say, "You're a different one, Darius, but I'm glad to have you as a companion."
Likewise. And he gives her a hug, awkward dad hug. And then, yeah.
She reciprocates. They're close. They're close.
Yeah.
And now let's put a red egg on something
Yeah.
like thinks a little bit hot. Hot?
Mhm.
What about the cook's coals? Let's put them. That might work.
I would imagine that Darius knows pretty intimately what Dareth Axel likes, what her ideal, climate is, and he'll try and replicate it as best he can with what he has. And yeah, Artemisia is definitely more than welcome to observe and to join, because one day you're going to help other people hatch their dragon eggs, and the more experience you can get, the better. So
Gonna be beautiful.
yeah, it's a bit of a personal thing, but also it's worthwhile for Artemisia to be in the room,
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, watch from a distance. It's your thing.
Yeah.
It's your thing.
No. You come closer. It's okay.
We'll watch.
Yeah.
Aravandar will watch as well. He needs to learn.
It's true.
He's studious after all. He shall learn.
We'll just run out the rest of the day. Probably keep reading my spell book once Dareth Axel's all nestled up, and run out the clock.
I said, like, when Ayat gets the scrolls, he like frowns. He's like, I can't wait to give you this back. She like packs it away, like.
That would be lovely. But I hope it'll have some missing content in there by the time you do.
I am not much of a writer. In my culture, we tell stories, we don't write them down. But I suppose it's never too late to learn. After
However
all, I have delivered mail.
However you see it best be done. It's yours now.
For now.
For now. And as such, I think I will no longer be able to use my special bardic, but we'll see.
Yeah, eventually, like the night properly settles. You're back in the fairly stormy Forgotten Sea. Worth noting that Hezabel apparently doesn't like the open sky much at all. She didn't realize, but she's a bit of the what's the opposite of claustrophobic?
Like a
Um,
dwarf from Dragon Age.
Agoraphobic? Oh no, that's
Agoraph-
sunlight.
well, I mean,
No, sorry,
no.
no.
Being outdoors, yeah, it's agoraphobic, I guess. Outside, but it's a stretch
No,
of
no,
the
no, no,
definition.
no, no. It's no. Agoraphobic is Oh no, it is. It
Yeah,
is
it's going
open
out.
spaces.
It's going out, like outside of your home, like your safe places.
I mean, the
It's a
exact
stretch.
word doesn't matter, but suffice to say, she seems to have taken a liking to the ship's like lower parts.
Can she still like? Does she have a swim speed still?
She doesn't have the swim speed. She can swim very well. She certainly practiced that a whole lot.
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess there's a difference between
Yeah.
difference between
That's
swimming.
not natural, just very well practiced, and she has no wings, so makes sense.
So the consistency of the water up here, she will say, is vastly different than down below. It's very sticky down there.
Well, if she wants to, swim alongside the boat or something, if that would make her more comfortable.
Absolutely not.
It's the
No,
open
no.
air, I think, is the problem.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe it makes
Like
sense.
to get a boat for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I think
be
it
in a
makes
boat.
sense. If you're a creature that like has dominance in the air, you would know how vulnerable something on the ground is. I can kind of understand, and also, having lived 500 years effectively in a cave.
Yeah, pretty scary.
he was just one thing he wants to do with that. That is get her like a box of bread rolls or something.
Oh,
Food down there must have been atrocious. Thanks. I mean, really, just if you're gonna make gains to, be a strong buff dragon, then you can't be eating slime fish or whatever.
gotta get gains.
Something real.
Come work out with me and my dad.
It's like
Yeah,
meat
the
buns,
dad, she and dad, or that.
pork buns.
Yeah,
She seems to appreciate that, although she will say she did get a lot of protein down there, which is very conducive to muscle growth.
That is true.
Well, that sounds like fancy talk.
Yeah, it's true.
Demons is not a nerd, but that's okay. He doesn't, that's fine.
Yeah. He's
Hezabel
like,
is,
yeah, there's no cheat out of this.
Hezabel is a huge nerd. That
Yeah.
much is very quickly found.
Yeah, Demons gets that. Sure, some people are into, boring things, but that's fine. Maybe Hezbollah hasn't been at the Olympics, so can't really got your foot.
You mean the Olympics we won, right?
Yeah, those.
Yeah, those.
And that he will win forever now.
Yeah,
You mean the Olympics that you won, Artemisia?
I won. Well, yeah, but I classed that as a party victory, for there wasn't a single challenge we did not win at. As a whole.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the dragon some real food.
She appreciates it, but is nowhere near as picky as for example, Bulbuck. She didn't join the Dragonlords back then to, live in luxury. That wasn't the point. Yeah. Eventually, night settles, midnight passes. But before dawn makes itself apparent, perhaps in like the twilight of dawn, where would your characters be? Would you like be asleep in the officer quarters, or just wandering about? Or
I think once midnight strikes, we have to stay close, and
is it dawn?
keep Kira and.
Yeah, it's maybe like 5 in the morning or something. Just about where the sailors would change their shifts and the day would officially begin. Like not awfully early, but not
That's
late early either.
that's an Oresian monk's morning.
Mm.
You
I'm
know?
about to say Dima's gonna have a bucket shower somewhere.
Yeah, that's a soldier's
Uh,
morning, right there.
You know, stretching. He has his 1.5 hour routine. He's gonna get started before breakfast, and then then he gets to basically around 10 or something. He slows down a bit again, and gets like a little bit lazy. But you know, he can't like Pythor's here. Like he's got
to show you.
Well, you might have noticed that Pythor sleeps in like all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wakes up at like 3 in the afternoon.
You
Yeah,
can rest from your
Pythor's bedtime is basically noon, and then also early evening, and then sometimes he just, makes a bit of a party in the middle of the night that nobody really appreciates, which makes him somewhat sad.
Well, you suppose it's hard to train when, like, if Pythor did a push-up, he would sink the boat. Just push it into the water.
He pushes the boat into the water.
Yeah.
He was, at one point, knows Pythor is a bit of a slob now, but he also tries to rationalize a little bit,
It's hard.
preserve the man's dignity a little bit in his own eyes.
Sometimes you got to believe people when they show you who they are.
That clearly has not been the way we've been working so far.
No, not even a little bit.
But to answer your question, Sheep, Artemisia will be on the deck doing her morning routine.
I guess throw a bucket in the sea and like pull it up with a rope and then like dunk it over yourself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's what I guess
I'm up on the deck as well. Like I wouldn't,
You come up because Demos and Artemisia wakes up, and you wake up with them because just in case, sort of.
Oh yeah,
back of
well,
mind.
I mean, at this
like,
point,
oh, great, now I have to get up because I need to be near these assholes that are up at 5
yeah,
o'clock in
pretty
the morning.
much. I might as well work out with you because we're gonna be attached. We're all gonna be attached at the hip for.
Darius might have not
foreseeable
been
future.
sleeping much. No.
No, he's mostly reading the spell book and looking after, like, copying down stuff from there, and then nurturing the egg. So he'll probably be in the corner while you guys are working out, just sort of being a dad in school.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's like drills for like spear work and axe work. That's the sort of thing, like practicing basics of using weapons and a shield. That's what Artemisia would be doing in the morning.
Nice.
It's probably a fancy word. I don't remember.
Where does Ariad like spend her nights and mornings and such?
Ariad is just sitting up in the crow's nest. 5 in the morning, I think she is like. You'll hear like every now and then like a rustling of her wings. She sort of slowly unfolds them, but she uses the shield now and stuff. But she can train with that later when Demos does his second, like after lunch workout.
Is after lunch workout?
Like, she's not. She takes this. She might even have been awake a little before everyone comes up, just to enjoy the calm and the water, the wind, before everyone starts to
All you have is the watchman.
Slam swords and stuff.
Yeah.
And then she sort of just bundles up a little bit once everyone starts to be noisy. Maybe she has like a drink that she can warm up in her hands. Just.
Well, I want to clarify. Dimas is not he's not preppy. He's not awake in the morning. Hence, why the first thing he does is go up and pull a bucket of water and splash it over himself.
He has to wake himself up.
He shivers and curses the goddamn cold, raging sea. No, there's no sauna, no hot towels. And then after that wet and cold, he's gonna go and do some like push-ups and whatnot down on the deck. But he's not having a good time about it. This is not his wake, happy-go-lucky Demos. It's the I gotta do this for another couple of months until I can ascend to godhood or something. You know, so I just gotta do the hard thing and get through it.
Like bench is the anchor.
He doesn't talk to anyone right now. It's just
It's a disciplined
a morning
workout.
mystery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline, pure discipline. I think Artemisia is like almost not quite the opposite, but it's like it's what she's done. As long as she remembers, she's gotten up at stupid early morning, and she's done the same sort of thing. As long as she really remembers, so it's like ingrained habit more than anything.
He just doesn't like morning people. In the morning, especially.
No one does.
It's true.
It's true. It's true.
No one.
Only morning people like morning people. Non-morning people don't like people. In general, in the mornings.
Irresolvable differences.
Yeah, it's not wrong. It's like people who like early morning people are the people who get up earlier than the early morning. That's the only way it goes. Like really early morning people like early morning people.
Ugh,
But
those people suck.
not the other way around.
Well, whatever morning routine pretty much everyone in the Ultras has sort of fallen into automatically after basically been at sea for a month.
Yeah, a little
Does
over.
get disturbed as 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 is probably Arid up in the crow's nets who notices it shortly before some of the sailors, there's like 2 of them just cleaning rope or whatever sailors do, shout out and point, is that in the direction of the rising sun, a winged humanoid figure is making its way towards you, like blood red wings illuminated by the sun behind, and the shimmer suggests that said figure is wearing like some highly polished metal armor at the same time, which is unusual for a flying creature for sure. There are a few shouts of like, maybe it's a harpy, maybe it's like a siren messenger. That wouldn't be too bad. But as the creature then steps onto the deck,
Can we call some-
at this
can we
point,
call
she has
something
yelled out.
Yeah. Can we
Yeah,
do
definitely.
something before the creature lands? Or gets
sure,
here?
she's not really like, she's taking her time.
Darius would call out to all the sailors, everyone below deck! Kira, Pythor! To arms!
Alright, well, the sailors won't question that twice.
Yep.
There's like 5 people who've been night guarding all night.
Get Xerxia down too. They.
Oh no,
Yeah,
she
Xerxia like stands
She
up,
can do
like,
whatever she
can do
wants.
whatever she wants, yeah.
and just leaves. Like, there's this, she doesn't care. As the winged figure will land with a heavy thump, revealing her.
Do we see Kira and Pythor? Are they here with us?
No, they
Alright.
haven't shown.
Come
We got this. It's
Yeah,
fine.
man.
It's all good. It's all good. We got you. You won't go anywhere.
You didn't break. They knew what they were doing. You didn't break
true.
anything.
Yeah.
the hell, man? I called in my chit.
No, we got this, man. We got this.
Okay,
Good
okay.
manager.
The female winged figure, not too different, perhaps, looking from what a siren would look like, but there's distinct differences.
I feel like I would clock the differences.
Yeah, like at first glance, at a distance, you can see why the sailors made that distinction, but she is clearly more like a
A harpy.
Not a harpy either. More like a human with wings rather than a winged humanoid. That much is very clear. Wearing heavy plate armor that is awfully revealing at the same time, paradoxically, in certain places. On her hip, she has a wicked-looking longsword, a glowing rope attached to a loop through her waist. On her back, between her wings, a large, equally wicked-looking bow, and a scroll that she's currently sort of detaching from her belt without a care in the world. Before she scans what she sees in front of her, eyes lingering a bit on Darius, narrowing ever so slightly. Before she clears her throat, unfurls the scroll, scanning the contents, not really reading from it, but more like as if she's reading it for herself for the first time. Before she nods to herself, furls the scroll again, and says, "Well, hello there. I do believe that, considering that my services are required and, wow, the things I've read in this scroll right now, you are Darius Halcyon, I believe. There was an oath involved, something, the fates, you agreed to kill your eternal love, or at least, I don't know who wrote this actually, we just get them this way. It's very melodramatic, and quite frankly, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to make this delivery myself. Are there any, how to put this? Well, usually...
Objections?
Well, objections would suggest that they have merit. Let's call them complaints, perhaps?
Darius bows his head in respect to the position of this creature. Says, "You're correct. I am Darius Halcyon, and it is I who you are here for. I would not say complaints. However, I would like to bring to your attention a problem with the system as it's currently been delivered to you."
Oh, you're one of those. Usually we have a lot of beggars and criers, but occasionally we've got lawyers as well, so please do entertain.
Your objections with me, everything listed in your parchment, I'm sure, as long as it's what I understand it to be, is correct. I make no attempt to deny or excuse my actions. And however you see fit to punish is lawful. However, an oath was accepted by a force strong enough and insightful enough to know that it would not be carried out. You are being used by the fates to achieve their goals.
I can see her crinkle her lips a little bit. She gives a single, like, half-hearted nod before she says, "Yes, our purpose sort of relies on free will, whereas the fates, they say that such a thing doesn't really exist. There's some tension there, sure. But I suspect you're the kind of person who knew what the fates were all about from the beginning. So really the fault is for you to accept that deal in the first place. I do have it written here that the fates, as a show of good faith, delivered their side of the bargain immediately while giving you time to fulfill yours, which is quite extraordinary, really. So if that wasn't a hint that they're up to something, usually when you do an exchange, you exchange things at the same time to avoid issues such as this. Oh, I can tell you, I've read a lot of reports about people accepting money mostly. I don't really do money. That's more something for one of my sisters. It's quite a dry affair. I'm more in the romantic part of oath breaking. There's so much juicy drama there, you see.
Deimos steps forward, says, well, perhaps we can figure something out.
If you enjoy juicy romance, then
No, not
Good
the
on-
romance part, but the passion behind the crimes involved, you see.
I see.
I think you misunderstood what's really going to happen here at this point. My ideal outcome would be that you resist just enough to make this enjoyable. It adds to the feel of the punishment, you see. Or otherwise, I would be okay with you simply accepting that you did, in fact, violate one of the principal laws of Phylea enforced by the Elder Titans themselves and just come with me.
Ariad will step forward. She will say, "What was your name again? I did not believe we got it."
Oh, I see. That's how we're playing this. My name is Megara. I am one of the Furies, Queen of the Erinyes, charged with protecting the laws that make civilized life on Phylea possible. The same
Ariad
laws
nods
that
at all of this.
the same laws that bind mortals, chosen heroes, immortal beings, gods, and titans.
So, as I understand this, an oath is not just the words you give, after all. It is about intent, am I not right?
To avoid
It
a long discussion about what an oath really is, let's say yes.
She nods again. So what happens if none of the participants actually believe in the oath? Like, I could tell you something and you could tell me something, but we could both not mean it. Is it then still an oath given, or are we just speaking words?
You are onto something there. However, you confuse belief and intent of the conversation with the meaning of the spoken words. If I said, oh, yes, I will absolutely marry your firstborn with inflections such as this, then I obviously do not mean it. But in the transaction where goods and services are exchanged, things get a little less vague. Something was given, something in return was expected and not delivered. So you will not attempt
Except that one who can see the future and believes that there's no such thing as free will could not possibly have been deceived. The deceit
Which
was in the
means
act of accepting the oath and
they got
using
what they
you as a
wanted.
tool.
They knew the outcome and they accepted the oath, knowing that they would get what they wanted no matter what.
Oh boy, if your plan is to bore me to death, I think it's working, actually.
Well, if your argument is that the oath is less about the words said and how it's said and what they meant and what was expected and what was delivered, everyone got what they wanted.
Well, all right, I'll play along for a few more seconds before I grow bored and simply take what I'm here to take. If their intent was for you to do as you said you would, then they didn't get what they wanted. If their intent was to get you in trouble because you didn't deliver what you said you would, which would then involve, of course, my humble personage and your punishment, that part would only then be completed if I actually punish you. If I now left you, then neither intent nor the word itself would have been fulfilled. You see the predicament here.
The predicament also lines up naturally with your war against the fates in regards to free will. You having the will to assess something and reject it based on the premise of being manipulated is something that can only be done by rejecting the natural next step of things that you expect to happen. Only someone with free will could make that choice and reject the fates.
Give me a diplomacy check.
He was nods.
Persuasion.
Totally makes sense.
What the hell? Oh, I guess I've never. Oh no, it's persuasion.
It's persuasion in
Persuasion,
fifth edition.
sure.
I was looking. I'm like, where's diplomacy? I don't see it.
I think she's
Yeah,
still on
you
fourth
feel-
edition.
Yeah, I mean, it will always
Oh,
be. It will always
sorry.
be diplomacy and
Sight, sense, motive.
yeah, exactly.
You know what? Nothing's gonna save it too. I thought it was a good argument.
Yeah.
Maybe
I was
I can
gonna say-
reason good too. Is Demas looks up and says,
Could I get
Oh.
advantage from it being such a reason?
I would say Ariad would be giving you the help action from her
Oh,
arguing,
yeah.
because it was pretty much the same point. That's my argument for an advantage through the help
I
action.
mean, I don't think so.
No?
maybe I can justify the two. I mean, okay, Megara, I'd love to buy you a drink, but we both know we're the legendary heroes. The rules don't really apply to us.
No, Demos!
Yeah, that's where the two comes.
Ooh.
I was gonna say I have enthralling voice and always get advantage on my persuasion checks made with my
Right.
voice. But
Yeah,
there's not my check.
it's not you making
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I don't see the advantage here. Like,
No, it's fair.
you got the opportunity to roll a persuasion check in the first place, which is already
Yeah.
something that is.
That's fair. Friggin'
Before-
dice, man.
Before she once again like
Yeah.
frowns with like half her mouth and smiles with the other. Before she very, very calmly, very, deliberate, sort of curls the scroll into a scroll again, puts it to her belt, slowly detaches her sword and the long glowing rope before she says, "You need not worry about the philosophical, well, you called it war, which I don't think is entirely, let's call it disagreements. But you see, it doesn't matter whether I myself agree or disagree or whatever. I've got a purpose assigned to me so long ago that, well, back then there weren't even any titans around. It was just two very, very large and quite imposing forces of nature, really, who decided that they needed a tool to keep their children in check. And here I am, having to deal with whatever messes all of those made, and I'm not going to have words that I've heard 100 times, perhaps not from prophesized heroes, perhaps not related to the fates exactly, but I've pursued so many philosophers and they've had some strange lines of thinking that they were adamant would be absolutely bulletproof. And, well, I'm not going to tell you what happened to them. I'll just show Darius Halcyon what happens to Oathbreakers. And if you want to stop me, you are welcome to try. However, quite frankly, at this point, from all this talking, I'm exhausted. So I would just like to take him and leave. And she'll slowly step forward, sort of towards Darius.
So, what happens if we win?
It seems the fates
You don't
truly
want to
do
ruin the
have
laws of the
hold
universe
over
and such.
Well, let's say you defeat me. I cannot die. I have 2 more sisters and an army of lesser Erinyes under my command, so you would buy yourself perhaps a few days. Less if you anger me more than you already have. Perhaps more if you make it an entertaining fight, but generally, you do not win.
Well, it seems the fates truly do have a hold over you. Don't worry. We'll free you from them one day.
Shrugs to me that this means I get to see you again. It's already spoon.
It's generally not wise to see one of the Furies twice. Once, I can understand. It happens. You'll be punished. If you're immortal, you might see me twice. And that usually means so bad things.
What is the punishment? He stops himself a moment.
For a broken oath on the scale of dear old Darius Halcyon here, it would be, well, death by old age, really.
Oh, well, he's doing that already.
Yes, but in a more controlled environment, without so many distractions, without so many things you need to do. You'll simply exist until he doesn't.
There's no sort of arrangement we can come to where you know, just sort of let him do his own thing, and then maybe later in the future he just double, dying by old age or something.
It wouldn't exactly be a punishment if there's no regret involved.
I'm sure he regrets it. So Darius knowing that it's definitely not true.
No. His eyes say as much.
Well, I guess that's a problem. Well, you know, he must well reach into his roots of what he was told when he was young and say, boys will be boys.
It's very problematic, Deimos, but we'll get into that later.
I was raised by military people.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. Yeah.
I would have never guessed. As I guess we just all scramble with
Yeah,
our
I think
weapons.
we're all like standoff. Like she's gonna make the first. But I think it's fair to say that we're all ready.
Yeah.
Well, she'll just keep moving towards Darius, while sort of sidelong eyeing Demos and the rest of you to do as you do.
I would then cast a spell, so I imagine
Oh.
it's on.
All right. You can roll initiative then.
Oh damn!
Holy crap!
That is a nat 20 on my part. Good
So,
start. Good
that's a
start.
initiative. Need to add the bit where it automatically adds you to the initiative.
Yeah, I can send you the code for that if you want. If it's really handy.
I mean, Sheep's initiative one does it. So.
Yeah.
All right, Darius, what do you want to do?
You just need to add him to the tracker. Shoot.
So I don't have bardic inspiration from giving my scroll away. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then I will take out the quill and cast protection from evil and good on myself. This gives creatures that are aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead disadvantage on attack rolls against me, and I get advantage on saves originating from them. I can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature.
All right.
And then as movement, I feel like backing up's probably not a good idea. She'll just come for me, unless we all want her.
I mean, she can fly over us, so.
No, there's no backing up. But I will. Can I just dismiss Juniper as a free action or something? I just don't want her to be in here. This is.
Yeah, I think you can.
Or actually,
No animal cruelty. She's automatically worked out.
Yeah, I think.
I think it's technically a
Even
bonus
the furries
action, but,
wouldn't.
Well, then I'll use my bonus action to do that.
Whatever, really.
It's much more romantic if the owl stays behind. It's very sad.
All right. Artemisia.
I mean, I guess we're throwing down, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm not leaving Darius's side. So I'm gonna throw a javelin of lightning or 2 at her. Because why not? Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh, starting with a crit.
Starts with
It's
a crit.
Natural 20. All right.
Yeah. So 11 and 24, I guess.
I'm assuming the 11 piercing damage is also magical piercing damage.
Yeah, it's a magical weapon.
Yeah.
So.
All right, then that is 35 just damage straight into her. Yeah, she attempts to sort of parry the javelin as it comes at her, like with a swipe of her sword. However, just gets struck with a lightning, just lashing out from it. She looks surprised for a moment, and then quite entertained, actually, excited.
I guess Artemisia will give like a smirk, and then throw her second and last javelin of lightning.
25 also hits.
For 28.
Damn.
Zap, zap. Suffice to say that the rest of the boat has awoken.
The crack of thunder on the deck, yeah. Yeah, that's me.
Ariat.
Yeah. Yeah, I will quicken. No, first. Oh fuck! Let's say that. First, I'll summon my dancing sword, which I'll find in a moment. I'll do that while everyone else does their thing, and then I will quicken a 2. Well, I guess 2 Eldritch Blast, but 2 piercing.
Oh man.
Those both miss. Well, the 12 misses. It's just 1 attack.
It's 1 per beam, right?
Yes.
Gotta find some ominous battle music for this.
I suggest a Duel of the
Another
Fates.
net 20. Okay.
I'm listening to the Shadowfell ambience from Tabletop Audio. It's extremely eerie.
Give me another d10 for crit damage then.
This is certainly looking up already.
Duel of the
A
Fates,
lot
you're
of
right.
crits. A lot of crits.
So many 20s.
Man, it's
Crazy.
good.
All right, so that was 1, right?
The 1 attack.
That was... Yeah.
Yeah.
Another 20. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Man, the
that
dice were
must be
just like,
something-
no diplomacy, only ass kicking.
What? that
Give me
cannot.
another d10 for crit damage on the first one then.
Like, you rolled 2. Artemisia got 1. I got 1 on
No,
my
mine is
initiative.
not. Is mine jank?
What?
I think
No.
mine is jank.
No, yours
Seems
is fine.
right.
You're rolling. It's
No,
showing
there's
roll.
no 1 in front of the D, is there? Does that?
That doesn't
That's
matter.
fine, yeah.
Oh, alright.
You
well,
can see
Yeah,
that
you
it's
don't.
rolled a 20
okay.
and a 16.
How many more?
Another d10 for
Another
damage.
D10,
yeah.
Crit damage.
Oh,
Okay.
You know.
it's not that exciting.
Just what
Still
it
crit
is.
damage. Smashing into the creature. She, she stumbles a bit in her advance. But
This is where it
Will-
begins to hurt.
she will not be denied. As
So, was that 4 beams?
that
yeah,
was 4
that
beams.
one
Yeah.
is. Okay.
Maybe you want to
that
step back or
hurt.
something? I don't know.
Do you want to step back?
Eri?
No.
I mean,
Huh?
she's a flying creature. There's no way of
Yeah,
stopping
no.
her from doing what she wants to do. It's
Oh,
just,
no, I was
I
just...
am also a flying creature.
yeah.
I was thinking of just giving Eri room, but yeah.
It's
All
true.
right,
She
in
might have
that
AoE
case,
effects.
she will lash out with the glowing rope she has at her waist that unerringly tries to wrap itself around Ariat. Give me a wisdom
Ariat?
save. Yeah. She still has her eyes on Darius, but she's gonna have some fun first. That didn't work, however.
Did not.
Then, as a move action, she will go here and do her do 2 more attacks with her longsword, slicing an area. 1. That's a 20 and 19 slashing damage.
Ooh. Well, let me see here.
Oh, so much.
Where's the thing? So, what? 28?
Yeah.
Yep,
Or
two-
is it
two-
19 to hit?
No, it's 28.
2 28s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's no way I can do anything about that. Oh, Lord.
Jesus.
Hence why I mentioned the moving back.
Yeah.
I am here from a friend, man.
You're gonna need that shield wall, I think, Demos.
Yeah.
So what about the island?
We've got 2 days until we get to the island.
That's fine.
Yeah, we're at sea. This is
Yeah.
what's happening.
Demos, it's your
It's
turn.
early for this kind of training, but all right. The
Yes.
shield wall. We'll leap over there. Make that shield over there, yep. And then we will swing a sword. Swing.
All right, the first one is a hit for 15. The second one misses, and she's going to counterattack.
All right.
Missing
Yeah.
herself.
Striking out his shield. Then he will action search to swing 12 more. Wow.
Miss.
He must needs a new weapon.
She will counterattack on that first one again.
Yeah, she can take 2 reactions.
She can take 2 reactions.
Well, there you go.
And misses again.
That's how it
Alright.
goes.
At the end of Demos' turn, she will take an action,
Oh no. Bullshit reactions.
which will be to smack at him with her sword. She's gonna hit one of these times. Like this, this is an enjoyable little duel here.
Last vote didn't manage to. Let's see if we can.
For some reason, I can't see Darius on the initiative. I don't know what that's about.
It's invisible.
Really?
You can't?
Yeah, I can't see
Yeah, he's
Darius on
invisible.
initiative.
It's completely hidden.
Completely gone.
Well,
There we go. Can see him now.
I can confirm that he is, in fact, on the initiative. He's not just hanging back while you're safe as a bird.
No, there's 2 of them.
There's one on top of the other one now. I don't understand.
Oh, we don't have to understand.
Oh, we're just simple people, you and I.
He's already dead.
Oh yeah, there is.
There's
Whoops.
just magic afoot. That's what this is.
What are you doing?
This is just magic, and I don't understand it. I just stab things. It's your turn, though, Sarah.
Yeah, I will move and use the short bow of cupidity on Megara. Where is my short bow? There it is. 14 versus AC.
No, not even close.
Okay. I use the rest of my movement to move back.
I would say a bless would be pretty good against that 20 plus AC.
Yeah,
Not easier.
just trying to charm it.
Alright, let's do things. Alright, I'm gonna start doing some crazy stuff. First, Vaulting Strike. We'll hop on over here. And with the Axe of Xander, attack her with...
Oof.
Ooh,
Oh my god.
What are those rolls? Yeah, she doesn't have any reactions left.
Does she count as a titan or a giant?
She does not know. She's a fiend. And yeah, slash, both of those hit.
And I'm gonna go back to Darius. She doesn't have any reactions, so I'll just leave. I'll come back. That's it.
All right. Ariad.
Actually, I'll go here.
You stand behind me, so I have shield.
I'm almost done with my temporary
Sure,
token.
yeah, I'll be there. Sorry.
But I do have a blade here, but I will leave it be. And no, I gotta. Yeah, I use my bonus action to have my dancing blade beat up on.
Yeah. Also, Halldamir, I'm gonna need concentration, protection from evil and good.
Yeah, good one.
A lot of my stuff is nerfed by having that, but it's just too good for this scenario to not have it up.
Does a 20 hit?
A 20 does not hit, no.
Oh, the sword misses. Well, that's okay. Then, yeah, it's really not a great position. But I got my shield up, and I suppose I will do my booming blade. Staff bomb. Oh, that'll not hit either.
Yep.
Never mind. Alright, I mean, I can't move out. Wait, does she have no reactions left?
Correct.
As we know.
I mean, I moved out of her range, so.
Yeah, I feel like I took the hit.
Yeah,
I did not good.
let
I
the
take the hit
frontliners
for
do
you, man, but only once.
it.
All right. Megara. She's going to, Demos is putting up a challenge. She can appreciate that. It's not the smartest target to attack, but
She's just having fun.
He's
yeah.
cocky, alright?
Yeah.
She'll use her rope to try to entangle Demos here. Give me a wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
That
Okay,
is a
well, I'm
failure.
indomitable, so I get to. No, okay, well.
That is 2
nothing.
failures. You are restrained,
Oh no.
which means that these two are going to be rolled at advantage.
Restrained.
For 28
Hits.
and a 29.
Also hits. 40 damage. -3.
This is magical damage.
I think that's okay. No, let me just see.
I believe,
You're right.
yeah. It's definitely magical damage.
Now, this
That'll
rope
be
has a magical effect, is it?
let me see. It is something that can be attacked. It's an actual object, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does have resistance to magic.
Yes, it has AC 20 and 20 hit points.
Okay. I wouldn't have advantage for my magic resistance.
No.
Okay. I'll have to cut it up.
Maybe disarm. That could be a thing.
Yeah.
Is that a thing in
it's
5e?
Battle Master thing.
Really, yeah.
Oh.
Special thing.
Yeah, so I could cut it up, I guess. Is
Might
there
be
any other way I
worthwhile.
could escape it? Or do I have to attack it?
You can attempt to escape it with a strength or dexterity check. DC 15.
Yeah, I could do that, but I'd rather cut it up. It's cooler. First, I'll take my second wind bonus action to just pick up a little bit of hit points. Then I'll just attack the rope.
First one hit. Well, actually, they both miss. You're restrained. You have disadvantage.
True. Got the rolls, but yeah, all right.
Grappling him quite thoroughly. Will she take her action now? I mean, if you're restrained, can you take reactions? You can.
Yeah.
You won't take action now. Darius.
I would like to go and cut the rope off of Demos. So I'll take out my. I guess a rapier wouldn't make much sense, would it? Can I attack it with a rapier? I've got a knife as well. I could use.
Any attack that targets AC.
Oh, okay, great. Then I will. Yeah, I'll try and stab a rope and not stab the guy in it. Cool. 17 versus the rope.
That is a miss.
Oh, God.
It's a sturdy magical rope. It doesn't care for your puny rapier.
You can stay there, Darius. If you want the
You
AC
sure?
bonus. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm rolling like trash today. Yeah, that's me.
Right, Artemisia.
Man, not having bonus actions is rough.
Alright, I am going to attack the rope, hopefully cut it, and then attack her with whatever I have left, I guess. If I have anything left. I don't know.
That
Wow.
is 1 hit for 7 bludgeoning. Can you bludgeon a rope?
I mean, you said any
I
hit.
guess you can, yeah.
You
rules
did
of
say.
it.
You can pierce it with a rapier. You could.
Monks can.
Don't question monkness.
They do it.
That's true.
That's what I say. Alright,
It's like,
that's
Alright. Alright.
yes. How do I drop a token in this program? Can't do it. Just
Pull the picture.
Just
Click
in
and
click
there.
drag
the file.
what?
You literally drag and drop it in from the folder into the map tools.
Oh,
There you go.
well,
Okay.
it's over here. Though.
It's as good as that.
Yeah, bonus action. The sword will try and stab the lady.
That
Wow.
Oh,
is
look at
a
that
miss.
one.
The sword's not doing so great, but that's okay. You know, it's hard to be a sword sometimes.
He's trying his best, you know?
Yeah.
It's the
And
point of it.
I will just do a health loss.
Oh,
The
27.
second one hits. 27 hits.
Oh, good.
Punching it. She does not appreciate any of this anymore. This is no longer fun.
Mhm. We're legendary
Um,
heroes, bitch.
I'll move over
Take it.
here.
Take it.
In fact, she'll take her extra action now, which will be a free action to disentangle the rope. She can do at any time, plus free actions. And then a standard action to entangle Darius instead, like snaking it between Artemisia and Demos here.
All right.
So Darius, give me a wisdom save.
I have advantage from protection of evil and good.
You do.
It's a 25.
Hey,
All right. Well,
That's a
then.
nat 20 on that one. Yeah.
nice.
She frowns at that, and well, that's her extra action. On her actual turn, she'll try again. You're just gonna slice her rope. She doesn't appreciate that.
Yeah, I think destroying that rope is pretty key.
She'll have to be a bit strategic about this. So she will go. Yeah. Wait, 5th edition. Remind me.
There's no step.
Shift.
There's no shifting. Doesn't exist.
But you also, yeah.
There's no shifting. Okay.
No.
Then she's just gonna provoke and go above her area.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That would be Artemisia, Demos, and the sword who would get attacked.
I don't
Right.
know if the sword can take reactions.
24 hits.
I mean, it is
24
intelligent, but
24 would hit, but she's actually going to just parry that. As she walks away, and then she's gonna slice at Ariat with a full multi-attack, which is 3 long sword attacks.
God.
17, 23, 22.
this seems like an excellent time to use the shield spell, which gives me +5 in my AC.
Do you have a shield, Harry?
I do have a
on you?
shield. Yeah.
Then you have +1 AC thanks to Shield Wall. So all 3 of those would
Great.
miss.
So then
Yeah.
I would have
24.
You'd have
24
24
AC.
AC. So
That's
all
an
of them miss.
excellent time to use a shield spell. Man,
Yeah.
between me and you, just completely denied her an entire round.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't roll as good as last time.
Hmm.
She sort of lets out a sigh at all this delaying she's experiencing here as she says, "Oh, it would truly be terrible if I actually had to kill one of you just to do my job, but alas, if you force me to."
He just looks there. So she can't die, but can she be captured?
Assuming she can't teleport, I don't see why not. Perhaps that rope on her.
You can probably stop someone if you just bludgeon them like every hour.
Keep
We just
punching
get
them
a
in the face.
minotaur to bonk her in the head every
Yeah.
hour.
There are ways.
Throw her in some cement while it's still being solidified.
We'll intend to capture her.
Yeah, I think that's the only way we can get out of this.
Make an oath to
is-
stay away or something. But
Take-
yeah, let's just attack
Man,
for
taking
now.
a Fury prisoner would be pretty
That'd be hilarious.
First one hits.
pretty incredible.
Second one, she's gonna counterattack.
It's expected. Nah.
She can't. She used her reaction already.
She has
Yes,
multiple.
She just had a
Oh.
turn.
Didn't I thought your reaction refreshes at the beginning of your turn, and then she ran away, provoking, and then used parry on that. So she's used it
The
since her turn.
parry
That's
doesn't.
true.
Does the parry say that it even uses a reaction?
It is a reaction, yeah. But
Okay.
she has 2, so this was a
She has
second
2
one.
reactions.
Yeah.
She does.
Yeah.
That was stipulated
Two of
in
everything.
round 1.
See there. Oh.
Get her.
Okay, well at least she's out of reactions now. Okay, cool. So seeing that I am not target, does this require concentration? Sorry, one sec. Looking up a new level 9 thing. No, I'm going to play the Song of Perseverance. You can perform a song that grants extraordinary resilience to all of your allies. Sorry, that's a typo there. Until the end of your next turn, all allies who hear the song do not die or go unconscious when reduced to 0 hit points. They make a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 5 plus the damage taken. On a success, the ally drops to 1 hit point instead.
I believe shadow sorcerers get a similar thing. So I've been looking at
It's a
this.
good ability, yeah.
Alright. That's your action.
Yep, for my movement, I guess I'll go back up demos. Okay.
I mean,
Stick
I
together.
want to get near him as
If you're
well. So.
next to someone,
Yeah, we gotta stick with each other to.
get
Oh,
plus
yeah.
2 AC if you're next to someone else.
Yep. So we have plus 3 AC.
Yeah.
Yes,
Cool.
nice.
Yash. Let's get here, and I'm gonna use flurry as well. 23.
23 barely hits her.
All right. Can she do a con save for me while I try and find the button? I've lost it. I've lost the button.
These shenanigans again. 18.
Where's my stunning strike? I've lost it. It's gone.
Been taken. That was a true goal all along.
Taken. Steal it.
She's taken my stunning
Steal a
strike
class
away.
feature.
Monsters in this. So like, oh, that spell. I'll steal the
Yeah.
spell and the macro.
All right. She
That's
she
day.
succeeds.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Movement, bonus, and attack. Yeah.
Alright.
I will bonus action and put hex on her.
Yes.
Oh, is it in my key points? Oh, it's in the key points button. That's why it's not. There's -2 apparently, but that's not correct.
-2 left.
And then I will,
Someone's long
stop
rest macro.
hunger.
Reset that.
8 left. There's like
Oh,
6 left.
so booming blade.
16 is a miss.
Oh.
Also, something I want to discuss after this combat relation to Hex. Remind me if I forget. As at the end of your turn, Ariad, she will take her bonus action, which will be once again a well, not her bonus action, but her paragon action. She will once again try to sneakily rope Darius here. The rope snakes just below feet and such.
Oh no,
Ooh.
I'm restrained.
All right, and then on her actual turn, she's gonna smile at Demos as she'll mouth goodbye as she and Darius plane shift.
Do I get any sort of resistance to this?
Nope.
Fuck.
I think it would happen.
Yeah, I figured the same. And you can't.
You get entangled, she gets another action, and she's gone.
Can't do anything about it. Plane shift
Good
just
sentence.
works.
Earth.
That's that.
All right, back under we go. Back to the whirlpool, lads. To the maelstrom.
He was a good one.
We're gonna go get him.
Can I do a thing, like a little cheeky thing, sheep, as I disappear?
Sure.
As Darius is being taken, if the other characters like turn around seeing him like wrapped and restrained, he quickly gives Artemisia a little wink with a glow in his eye. Not like the prophetic trance glow.
Okay. I feel like I should have a better understanding.
There's a bit of a smirk.
Okay. I feel like he's got something planned then. But I guess we're like mid-combat, like half swinging as she teleports. Artemisia will look behind Demos. Like, register what's happened.
I was gonna say look around, like.
And then say, they've gone. I think we know where they've gone, and I highly assume that we can all go there now. So she like begins to go towards the stairs to go tell the sailors to get back to sailing. We've got places to be.
Alright, the sailors aren't entirely sure what has happened.
Looks at us and looks there and says, well, she said she had an army of them, right? A whole army of her. Whatever. Probably not harder than fighting the Titans, so.
From downstairs, you hear, "No, no, Kira!"
Huh? All right. I mean, I'm going downstairs anyway, so I'm like down here.
You run into Darius as you go downstairs.
What?
Where is she? Where's Kira?
Artemisia like grabs Darius by like the top of his chest plate and says, "How? What? Who cares where Kira is now? How are you here?
No. What do you mean? How am I here?
How are you here, Darius? You just left. You just disappeared in front of us."
I didn't. No, wait. Disappeared. Did they come already?
They came and left, Darius. We fought them. We literally just
Damn
now.
it! Damn it! Snacks a fist on the wall.
He just walks around the situation and just looks at the two of them, frowns slightly. I knew you had something planned, Darius.
No, I
didn't
know
even
that.
see it. Damn.
You winked at me, Darius, before you left. An odd light in... That wasn't you, was it?
I can't believe it.
That was Kira. Right?
Demon feels judgmental.
No, I didn't. I asked her to help defend against them. I didn't mean that. She last night after I gave everything to you, she overpowered me and stuffed me in a box.
Of course she overpowered you. She's a god, you fool.
I know. I tried to get out and I managed to. Of course, at a very dramatically appropriate time, I could finally get out of the box. She was me, wasn't she?
Yes, Darius. She was you, if that was her, and in a very deceptive stroke of genius or stupidity, she was taken by the Fury. After, I will say, a hearty fight.
So why don't you just turn back?
I think Kira wants to. There's no way that the Furies will not figure out what she did eventually. I think she's trying to buy us some time.
Time for what?
Time for everything.
That's Darius. That doesn't give us much time. We still.
I know. We need her. We
need weapons. We need this guy like gently backhand taps like Demos's breastplate and says we need this guy's like equipment. That's days away, weeks away. I don't know how much time she can buy us with that stunt. I mean, a god could maybe pull off something impressive, but they're meant to keep the Titans in check. Presumably, they're not that dumb.
To me, I'm still not sure if this is Darius or if this is Kira making some sort of trick. But if the other Darius wasn't Darius, then I didn't know. Ask me a question
that only Darius would know.
What did we talk about in the necropolis?
I was too scared to open the tomb of Darathaxel, and I told you that.
She like shoves him in the chest and says, "It is the idiot." God damn it!
No, he tries to. Well, I know you're not a god, but you're still weaker than you. Come on, let me out of here.
Well,
I use prophetic trance and give myself a nat 20 to break free. Oh, speaking of, I actually have to roll for portent.
Shakes her head
16,
and says,
15.
she like calls up for. I guess we have to go upstairs for Arya because she doesn't like being under the deck. She grabs Darius. She's tired of Darius. She grabs Darius by the breastplate and walks up the stairs with him. Like, she's annoyed. She's an annoyed Arisian right now. It's like a chastised young recruit.
Arya's just staring out over the water, just like. It's like you're frowning.
Right, Artemisia will like whistle for her attention. Like dragging him along by the top of his like breastplate, like fingers like inside there, like pulling him.
Her eyes turn to small slits as she like sprints.
That wasn't
Darius,
Arya. That was Kira pretending to be Darius.
I didn't ask her to do this. She restrained me and kept me hidden away and assumed my identity.
I don't know how
Last night after I gave you what I gave you, she ambushed me as I was putting Darathaxel's egg to rest and getting in ready. As I was reading the spell book, she just came up from behind me and I couldn't do anything.
Why would she do that?
I think she's trying to trick the Furies into thinking that they've accomplished their goal. And Well, they won't come after us if they think they've already succeeded. But we can't just leave her out there. We have to...
She's a god, and your punishment was meant to be to die of old age. She'll just be bored. She hasn't. The whole punishment for you was just to have you sit on an island with nothing to do for the rest of your mediocrely long life. She's just gonna sit there if they don't discover who she is.
Well, and...
We've already determined after a long while that she can't teleport. So she's stuck there for the time being, and do we take this opportunity, this respite, to use the time that she's given us as vague an amount that is? It could be 2 hours, or it could be weeks, months.
There is no one who is a better actor than Kira. If
They're meant
She
to
can-
keep titans in check, Darius.
Don't underestimate Kira. I didn't know that wasn't Darius.
We're not
No.
the levels of gods, though, are we?
Well, clearly they don't have, I don't know, some sort of sixth sense to determine these things. Otherwise, they would have seen through it when she joined you guys. The thing addressed her as me, right? It
Yeah.
believed her to.
Yeah.
Well, she's clearly deceived them on a divine level.
There's not. I don't think there's anyone necessarily who could see the difference. Honestly, I would still believe it if we just said that there had been 2 Dariuses.
It sound awfully like not just, but also just the mannerism, just the
It was pretty perfect in all aspects.
Airhead like walks closer and sort of looks him, scans him over, like
I've predetermined
Please.
that it's him.
Please don't let this become another Forsaken Throne witch situation.
No. Artemisia is already clear. It's that Artemisia was saying, I've ensured that it is him. We had a discussion in private long before Kira joined us in travels. Truly. And this is our Darius, not a trickery.
Feel free to ask something else if you wish to do it yourself, though. Nothing left to hide.
if I to meet you, I'll say it good. I just honestly, I did not expect the gods to really help us.
Ah,
She's
Sure.
doing everything she can to help us without breaking the oath of peace.
she swore an oath of protection to us.
I asked.
This was her protecting Darius.
So, what's the
Fulfilling
plan
that
then?
We killed the Fates.
We killed
Now?
Yeah,
We should have done it a long time ago.
we'll have to. And the Furies. But
What do the
I
fate
think-
Them
killing?
after, right?
What do
As much
killing
as
the
I-
fates accomplish?
Well, they're bad.
we're being used in a conflict, a chess match between the two of them.
Perhaps, but that is.
It's not the next move. It's down the road. As much as everything inside me is telling me to go and rescue Kira from what we think is the island of Oathbreakers, I think it would be a profound insult to everything she just did. She's made a huge sacrifice. I think the best thing to do is continue on with what we're destined to do. And perhaps before we defeat the Titans, we can rescue her, but we're not there yet. Perhaps the best thing to do is continue what we were doing. Learn more information about Hexia before Demos's weapons come in, and use the time that she's bought us.
we were going to rescue a goddess from a terrible situation, I'd rather rescue the one married to Castus. That seems worse.
Yeah, honestly, I'm sure Kira can keep herself entertained.
I
There's goes and picks up his quill off the ground.
I'm
He was
awful.
just trying to be lighthearted, but you know what? He likes Kira. Kira is great company, and she's cool in a way
great.
that he will never be. And he knows that in a sense, and he's just like, he's kind of bummed out by her. Like, it sucks, but what are you gonna do? I mean, it's like the early morning things. Just gotta push through.
I mean, Artemisia is pumped to go kill some titans right now, but you know, she probably thinks it's a bit much.
Well, then let's go.
Continue with our plan. Go to the warrior.
To the warrior.
Might as well. If the act doesn't keep up, I'm sure the furries will be back.
What's the tails?
She was tough.
It's
It is tough. Yeah.
How did it succeed?
It threw a rope
magic
around
rope.
Kira and then vanished.
Okay.
It looked like magic, but yeah.
So we continue with what we're doing, and we find a way to make sure that that can't work again. We have information now.
Sure. We'll go to where they live and then execute them all or subjugate them or whatever.
Oh, damn it! If I was actually there and Kira just worked with us, then I could have just decided that that rope would miss. Damn you!
Frowns. I don't. Sure. Yeah.
Artemisia will like close her eyes as if she's remembering something, and will say, "Dwelling on your failures in battle will only blind you to your future conflicts." Or so some monk said at some point. Let's just continue.
Harriet frowns at that. It's like, it's one thing to dwell, but shouldn't you learn from your failures in battle, not just move on?
Yes, there's a difference.
As there's like, we zoom out and there's like a discussion of like, I don't know exactly what those meant. Are you sure that's the real quote?
If we learn how to dodge ropes, I agree.
Well, it's a magic rope that teleports you when you are captured by it. Yes, that's what we understand it to be.
And it seemed to be able to be broken. At very least.
Well then, an adamantine weapon should be extremely useful in the future, no?
Schnutz?
A
It
magical
happened
one.
so
Yeah.
quick. But yes.
Alright, well, let's keep these in mind as we move forward. Who knows what we'll find, but we know what to look for, what we're trying to conquer next time. Guess let's keep going to the warrior.
You know, they really believe in what we're doing.
They must.
Yeah.
They're sacrificing everything. It seems one by one, we expend their power to not take on battles we're not ready for. I wonder by the end of this, is any of them be left? He says glumly.
Yeah.
So we'll go back to it.
1,000-yard stare as you say that.
Well, that is not for us to decide. We can do what we must and can. But it is their decision how they help us. Now let us use the time that we have.
Oh no. Oh no, I've just realized something really bad about this. We've lost the boreal harp.
Ah, crap.
What could go wrong?
Can you not use it at all?
I can if I had it, but Kira had it. Did she drop it?
I can't imagine she like took it, like had it on her. That would have been dumb. Even for Kira.
I mean, I guess it's something to do.
Kira has many things, but not dumb.
Yeah.
And also, you don't keep a harp in your pocket.
No.
I go and search the boat looking for her harp.
Darius just goes completely like scared in his face and just like stalks off. Like,
Yeah, we need to find that harp. We need to get the sailors ready and find that damn harp.
Yeah, looking around, you do come across Pythor, first of all, who's sort of, sitting there in a corner, looking about as glum as Demos might have looked. And eventually you do also find the harp, and with the harp, a letter that appears to be addressed towards Darius.
As I pass Pythor, I'm like, Kira told you to stay out of this, didn't she?
He nods, and then shrugs. Before he says, well, who am I to stand in the face of bravery and self-sacrifice and such? And wow, those words seem very pessimistic. I've known Kira for a long time. This is not the last you've seen of her.
He nods. And then opens the letter.
The letter is not that long. It says, Dearest Darius, you now have a very large advantage in our inevitable conflict. Make good use of it.
He pockets the letter and gently picks up the harp. Hello again. I suppose we'll be spending more time together.
The letter, of course, referring to the inevitable bard off.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
she's gonna like fucking talk with all the other people on that fucking island.
She's gonna,
Wish
yeah.
she wasn't there. Wish she was there.
The one person is gonna be like, "Excuse me, I'm ready. Can you sew this shut? Can we do something about this?"
Be like, hey, yeah, I wanted to hear your life story.
Yeah. All right. I suppose I'm gonna have to attune to it and get rid of something.
All right. Let's go to the warrior, I guess.
Yeah. I suppose it's gonna be the intellect headband.
Yeah, Ariad will try and take care of the others if there's something they need. Clearly, she feels bad because, I mean, she knows that they have lost something really important. She's never really gotten to know Kira that much, so for her it's more of a like, it's sad, but it's not personal. She sort of tries to pick up a little bit, like maybe she'll talk to sales a little bit for Darius, or like, to take a little bit of the other things that she can use.
Darius is mostly focused on nurturing Darathaxel and trying to make it worth it. He had sort of resolved that if he could pile all of the sins onto himself and then have one person punished, that he could live with that for everything that he had to do to help the people that he loves, and there was no other way to do it. He just, that person was supposed to be him. So he feels like he's just set Kira up for failure, and that's haunting.
All right, and so after that excitement, you want to continue your travels, traveling towards the warrior.
The warrior.
Then, my favorite thing, give me a d20 as you travel at least a day through the Forgotten Sea.
I've rolled amazingly today. Let's do it.
And it's quite uneventful, actually. There's some significant waves, some action for the sailors and such, for sure, as is tradition in the Forgotten Sea, but nothing extremely out of the ordinary happens. Yeah. After the sea calms again, Xerxia will go back to her usual spot, groaning something about a certain dragon down the hole, talking very loudly about everything all the time. And this is not far enough.
I have to unprepare 3 wizard spells now.
Yeah, I mean, give me another d20 as the day passes pretty much uneventful, unless you guys want to do something or another.
Nope.
No? Alright.
Egg nurturing, that's it.
Trying to be personable.
2's got to be good.
2 means nothing happens. It's 11 or higher for something to happen.
Oh,
I'm kind of sad with that. I'm like, no.
Yeah, most things that happen
Roll a
are,
fucking random table.
most things that can happen are either exciting, good, or very, very bad. We haven't seen any of the last ones.
Hey, we need all the Australian.
Coming across Kentamane wasn't that bad.
I mean, that
That
wasn't.
happened. It was exciting.
It was exciting. It was
It was-
riveting.
Mhm.
Terrifying, in fairness.
We learned something, that he's an actual guy who walks around with just stone hands sticking out everywhere.
Yeah. Like a dude. Alright, I'll tick 2 days off of the list. That brings us to 40 days since the reclamation of the Ultros. That brings us to Aravandar being officially 2 weeks old.
Huh.
It is true.
Oh, should I roll a d4 for how many days
Egg takes.
egg takes?
That's not a d4.
It's a D6.
It says in the Bond of the Dragonlords, I think it says.
Yeah, it's 1d4 nurturing the egg. Yeah. That's true.
Unless
The
you
dragon
want to.
egg takes 3d6 days to hatch.
Oh.
No,
Not
it says
sure
1d4
what-
as part of the spell,
Yeah.
Bond of the Dragonlords, but you can do 3d6,
Oh.
it's whatever.
Yeah, in Bond of the
Um,
Dragonlords it says this requires you to locate an unhatched dragon egg and spend 1d4 days nurturing the egg so that it hatches.
Okay, I mean, specific over general, and if the spell's involved, then sure. Give me
Cool.
a d4 then.
1.
Right. I mean, I suppose it'll hatch today, as it turns out.
Ah,
we'll
cool.
So,
Very
okay.
exciting.
rush down.
I mean, Darius has been hogging a ton of spotlight. If we want to push it to another day, it's fine. It's
Oh, this isn't going to take terribly long. I imagine,
Yeah.
at least.
yeah.
Because I imagine once it starts hatching, we go to wherever she's hatching,
Yeah.
and then I don the crown of the Dragonlords,
That's right. There she is.
and
Come on.
yes, cat, perfect timing.
Timing. There it is.
Dragon, that's like a cat.
That's the dragon.
And then for the magical item sacrifice that must occur,
Yes.
I do have a vicious short sword that I shall never touch.
Are you sure?
I have the Axe of Xander. Same damage type, but much better. So I will never use it ever again.
I was thinking, I've copied every spell. If this is 2 days on, I have everything I would like from the spell book, so I was wondering if I could sacrifice that.
It's not a magic item.
Okay. Then I guess not.
So long as there's no
if you're
no argument from other players as to using this short sword. But I certainly plan on not using it ever again.
Artemisia, thank you. This is too kind.
She will she'll smile as like she gets Darius to sit like at like a 45-degree angle to her, like then kneel down and with the little hatching dragon in front of them, and she'll place a hand on Darius and wait for her to finish hatching. And in her other hand, the sword, like I guess maybe it's got like a little bit of a magical hue to it, and she actually it consumes it, so I guess it just completely goes. So
baby girl. Come on.
she'll then get Darius to speak the oath of the Dragonlords, which I'm sure he knows very well.
Oh, he knows it by heart.
Yeah.
And he will swear it once again.
And through the power of the bond of the Dragonlords, through the crown of the Dragonlords, the sword disintegrates, and the bond is officially made between Dragon and Darius. And then she'll slip away and let them have their time. So slip back, give them time.
Oh, he just starts bawling. just starts bawling as he plays with the dragon and helps her. And it's like if you found out that your daughter had died, but there was a way that you could bring her back to life, and then after years of working towards doing so, your like cool aunt died on the same day that you finally succeeded.
Oh, that's a heavy comparison.
That's how he feels. It's just
It's
there's
heavy.
just so much.
It is heavy.
So
but I
much
get it.
sacrifice has gone into giving this dragon a chance at life. So in his youth, Darius stole this egg that was going to be destroyed and ran away from the Underdark. And centuries later, he's ascended from the Nether Sea with this egg, both times trying to give it a chance at having a real life, and then swearing allegiance to someone else as part of an order that could keep each other safe. It's just there's just so much in this right now that he just fucking breaks seeing this little seeing this little guy come out of the egg for a second time. Scritching her in all her favorite spots, feeding, just it's a mess. Like the sailors just hear like dragon yips and like ugly crying.
Yeah, from the little wormling's behavior, you do get the idea that it's not just a young wormling. It's more like how like babies babble, and
Yeah.
if you don't listen too closely, it seems to make sense. That's basically what she's doing, except words seem to be difficult, so it's just a lot of very grouchy, very upset, just almost words. Who knows?
If I speak to her in common, does she understand it?
It appears so, yeah. She can nod and such, and seems to understand things just fine, but also very upset at how small she is.
Yeah, no, of course you would be. I'm sorry. I tried to bring you back in as you were, but this is all I could do. But look at you, you're so cute.
She nods to that.
Damn right, she's
Bring her in
cute.
for nuzzles.
I know. Say it again.
That is literally gaming dog all over. She knows she's cute.
Yeah.
With that going on, there is also something else to take care of.
Oh, something else. My goodness.
Demos, as he is out and about doing his training exercises, he can't help but notice that the sailors are sort of staring at him a bit more than usual. Like there's a bit of talk, not exactly behind his back, but certainly about him and not in front of him. But nothing really specific, really.
All right. Oh, that's slightly confusing, but he's Demas. He'd probably just like
I
think,
am
oh,
pretty
all
awesome.
right, and then go about his day. I don't know that he would inquire.
He probably
but,
wouldn't care.
Yeah, they look at me. I'm pretty cool.
One of the sailors eventually comes up with him, a bit timid, sort of trying to get his attention by being nearby, obviously wanting something.
Sure. What's the matter, sailor? It's the time in the nether sea made you nervous.
Oh well, yeah, but that's besides the point. No, I was wondering. You see, I've got a bet going with a buddy of mine, and we're not sure if you've decided to do your hair differently or whether it's some sort of. Well, we were just wondering what did you change?
Hmm?
So he sort of vaguely points at his own face and then sort of at Demos's. Like there's something you did, isn't there? It's great. It's wonderful. It really makes your muscles stand out.
It's just, you know, this is a possible. I think it might be an adequate challenge for you and your fellows to find out yourself. Sometimes heroes have to rise to the occasion, man. Still give him a curly white smile.
Yeah, he nods slowly, obviously a bit disappointed.
Now I have to go for a few moments. Watch the gestures at the sailing stuff for me.
Malachi, did you take the deal?
Calmly walk downstairs to find Demas. Oh, there he is.
What? Yeah, you just hear like the same
Someone comes out of the.
very emotional personal sound.
I thought took my spot.
Demas. Hey.
I'll go find him. So yeah, hey, can we just talk in the cabin about something unrelated to anything recent or new?
I mean, that would be a welcome change. It's all right if I bring Darathaxa with us. Darathaxa, this is Demas. Demas.
Oh yeah, I mean, sure. Demas thinks it's like a baby, whatever.
She has her mind, Demas.
Then looks at Darius, a little concerned for a moment. Says, actually, maybe I should talk to Ariad. Or
no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just.
That might be better. I don't want to stress you unnecessarily. You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot, Darius.
No,
it's all right.
We're in this together, Demas. If there's something that needs to be discussed,
yeah, that fills me with confidence.
We can get Ariad and Artemisia as well.
No,
if you
it's
want.
fine. Just let's go to the cabin. Just away from the men. Don't want to spoil their fun.
Okay, all right. We go to the cabin.
Yeah, and he'll
Yeah.
as soon as we get in there, he'll like.
Is Estor actually there? Or is he just a token?
I thought we meant the other cabin.
No.
Is in
Oh.
there, but
Oh, okay.
Well,
Sure.
he's not visible. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I assume he's. Whatever. We go find that whatever relative privacy there is.
there we go. Is something wrong with my face? The sailors have been talking. They say that something's different about my face, Darius. I need to know, and he'll take the helmet off. Look at staring into Darius' face.
Is there something wrong with my face?
I will look through all all strands of fate at Demos's face.
Is there blemish
do I
somewhere?
see- Do I see
embarrassing
anything
pimple or
different about
I mean,
Demos's face?
there's no blemish or anything negative. In fact, it's actually quite the opposite. Like it seems better, like smoother and more like the good features, a little more exaggerated, perhaps. I mean, you've been around Demos a lot. You definitely noticed.
Okay, give me a sec. All right, I would like to roll a 16 on an insight check to, hang on, whatever this is.
I mean, inside would be targeting people. Like, I can tell you, Demos does not think he's lying to you.
Okay, cool. Arcana check.
Sure.
I will cast guidance on myself. So that plus 2, 25.
It's not an illusion. Like it's something that is happening. It could certainly be some sort of influence.
To handle his perfectly chiseled jaw.
Yeah, I'm going to.
What is it? You seem concerned, thoughtful. Am I hideous?
Oh, quite the opposite. No, you're more alluring, and that was, if you don't mind me saying so, that was a tough bar to get over. But something has changed about you, Demos. It's not an illusion. I can't tell. I cast detect magic on Demos.
All right, let me look at this spell. Of course, there's not anything actually going on. I'm just stalling to make you think as if there was.
Man, I just wanted to give one of my players a confidence boost, and they're all super suspicious.
Yeah.
See?
I mean, it's unclear.
It's unclear. So they're.
Yeah, I mean, the magic, first of all, has a bit of a hard time actually doing much. Like, that's odd, first of all. And then when you can't really. It's not easy to tell, really.
All right, hang on.
All right. Should I sit down?
Yes.
Should
Take a rest. I know you're on your. I know you're part way through your 3 a day, but
come back with the towel and like grab around his shoulders, sit down with some boxes. Go. All right. Hope it's not a tooth thing. I don't like those. They're just.
This shouldn't work, but with mysterious things, you never know. I cast Identify on Demos.
He is not a magic item.
Okay. So you're not a construct that's replaced you.
Cast it on his
Well,
face.
No, I thought he might be like some sort of replacement thing.
Yeah, I suppose that's good news.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that rules that out.
All right.
Okay.
Could
Sorry,
Dima's
checking
mind
through
sitting here panicking about being just while he's sitting here being Dimas? Could I try to do like a insight check to just figure out like when did I begin noticing this?
That would be more of an intelligence
Hey,
check.
sure, whatever works.
I'll give him the help action by asking questions to like prompt answers and like noting things down so we can.
All right, so let's
find
see
discrepancy.
intelligence check. With
And I'll
advantage,
cast guidance.
pretty good.
I'll cast guidance on you as well.
4 then. So that works.
Pretty good.
So let's see. We have a 20.
20.
Or 14, I guess. So 20.
20.
That's pretty good.
I mean, he does remember that it wasn't like it didn't suddenly just happen. You remember perhaps a couple of days ago when you were like doing your squats or whatever, you noticed a couple of the sailors watching like in awe, definitely. Like that wasn't unusual. It was more than usual, but not entirely unusual. But this is certainly the first time like someone went up to him and was like, "Hey, what's up?" It seems to be
Demos,
very
you,
gradual.
you didn't go and accept any more deals from Estor, did you?
I mean, if your man asks you to share a drink with him, you don't say no. But as far as I'm aware, no.
Did
I
he
didn't
ask you
talk
to share a
Estor
drink
at
with
all,
him?
no. Estor? I
Yes.
mean, I'd say I put a beer in there sometimes, but no, I have not.
I cast detect poison and disease on
haven't
Demos.
done any.
He is neither poisoned nor diseased.
Okay.
I mean, really, it just seems like I was just concerned because people ask me what was up with my face, and that's usually not a question you want someone to ask you.
Did the glances that that you started picking up on before someone first talked to you about it, did this happen soon after your meeting with Estor?
No, it started before that.
Before his meeting with Estor. Okay.
I mean, it's really more of a sort of a more than usual sort of thing, right? People always look. I mean, they
Yeah.
want. I mean, I don't hide.
I don't blame you for not
You know.
noticing this beforehand. It's, just an exaggeration of something you're already used to. Stick with me, Demos. I don't have the ability to just remove spells, but I am good at countering them as they're being cast. I think you and I should spend more quality time together.
He sort of looks at Darius with a sudden realization.
It's going to be all right.
Darius, is this?
Say again. You cut out.
I'm too handsome for you to ignore anymore.
He gives him a wink, like, you got it.
That's what Kira did too. Well,
we're going to figure this out.
I'm born with.
I don't have the answer for you yet, but I promise you we will find.
All right. Well, that's good.
Oh, you want to show me? I think you changed up your routine or something. I noticed something about your work. I need to get back into the gym if I'm going to be around here longer than expected. Perhaps you could walk me through something.
I mean, sure. I was done with the set for the day, but a little extra never hurts.
Perhaps you can show an old man how it's done. And basically, over the next little while, watching Demos do what is his normal routine, I'm just going to observe him and look for things that don't speak to me, that like things that are unusual about him, that don't ring true as Demos. But this will probably take some time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just...
For the time being, Manakai, you can increase Demos' charisma score by 4 points.
Right.
Oh no! Oh no, I think I just figured it out. What did you see in Typhon?
He pales and looks too. Darius says, "You never ask me that again."
This started after you stared at...
You right now. Darius.
I cast detect
I
thoughts
felt
on
something
Demos.
that I've never felt before.
I cast detect thoughts on Demos. And he rolls a 2 against me. Or sorry, no, a 9.
I guess define what does the spell do?
It lets me search through your surface thoughts, and it specifically says that questioning someone about something will move the direction of their thoughts towards it. Jesus, that's a long wall of text.
All right. Sheep, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think surface thoughts would be a sense of just intense wrong, sort of unnervedness. He's incredibly unnerved by the question, and as you speak it, his heart begins to pound faster, and he begins to feel an intense sense of dread that is increasing the more you're mentioning the place and area.
Okay. Sorry, I'm wrong. Surface thoughts you get for free. I can probe deeper, but you will know, and you have a wisdom save to throw to stop me, but you roll a 9.
All right.
So I going to deep dive into Demos's thoughts as he's, the weight of Typhon is on his mind.
As a side note, we don't roll when it comes to PCs interacting with PCs.
Okay, fair enough. But story-wise, Darius is concerned and believes this to be a cause and doesn't necessarily trust Demos to be, not even that he would lie, but he might not even be capable of telling the truth.
All right.
So I would like to stare into his mind.
Yeah, I suppose I'm not exactly sure how I would explain this, so I'm just gonna take on my DM hat for a moment to explain to you, okay?
Okay.
And say that Demon's thoughts right now would not be, when you think you'd sort of talk to yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not that. As you're speaking it, it's like you see, like in a movie, right? You would see the zoom almost, as if a camera is gliding across the waves, unendingly fast, to reach the island, up over it, down into the center, staring into the black abyss in the center of it, and there, an intense just presence that fills him with an unknowable dread, to the point where not only does he feel himself be sort of permanently changed, beyond that he feels a sense of doom, unending dread of an impending terror he cannot truly fully describe.
All right. Since I'm not actually looking at the real thing, I'm looking at your memory of something that happened.
It seems like overwhelming darkness coming from that island that will swallow up, as you look, basically, you see the darkness wallow up through the volcano, run across the feet of Demos and the shadowy figures that are there, presumably the other people, slowly draining just making everything dark. There is no hope. There is no escape.
Okay.
From that place.
In Demos's memory, can I look into the void, into the canyon that I jumped down?
There's just darkness and fear.
Okay. So, Sheep, I don't know how you want to do this, but inside Demos's memory and what his experience of staring into that is, I would like to try to make some sort of insight check or identification, like Arcana or Detect Magic or something, to see if this is linked to the symptoms that he's showing now.
Give me a history check.
Okay. I will give myself guidance on this. History is something I'm actually very good at and very rarely get to use. 23.
23. Well, thinking about all that, you do remember one thing about Typhon, which is its alternate names. It is also called the Father of Monsters. And you vaguely remember that it's a place that is generally mentioned as somewhere where you can get great power, but it also has the name Father of Monsters. So, those two things can be correct at the same time.
Okay. He extricates himself from Demos's memory, and Demos would be aware that he has done this.
Stares at him. His hand slowly moving towards his weapon as it trembles.
It's all right, son. It's all right.
Darius, you presume too much.
I saw what's down there. I see how you're feeling.
You could never
It's okay.
understand.
No, I couldn't. I only saw.
Darius.
I only saw a memory. I didn't experience it. I can't know how you feel. It's okay. It's all right. Just put down the sword. I'm gonna look after you, okay?
He's visibly sweating.
To see what you saw down there and to still be here is a true testament to your strength. This is not weakness. It's a strength, and it's okay to talk about it, all right? It's okay to feel
Don't
how you're feeling, okay?
stop.
Or not. You don't have to.
Never. It never happened. Okay, Darius.
All right.
It never happened. He says, taking a couple of deep breaths as if he's beginning to hyperventilate. It never happened. We don't talk about it. If you bring it up again, I'll have to make you stop. Don't ever. Shakes his head, puts on a helmet, and then he walks out to look around at all the people. Says, get back to work. Just walk into the cabin here, where fucking no one is. Sit on the bed. Close the door.
Darius turns to Eutora sleeping on the things. I don't know how to help him. Wish you were here. You could use your help. Something natural, not like me. You can fade out from that.
No.
Yeah, Darius will be keeping an eye on Demos for the foreseeable future, but he won't bring up Typhon. He's going to try and be subtle about it.
Everyone's going to avoid Darius for the foreseeable future.
That's fair.
You know, when this happened, and Dumos told Artemisia never again, she took that seriously and never spoke of it again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe I was there when that happened.
You're stone.
You were stone. Yeah.
So
It was so no, I guess.
Darius would warn. He doesn't want to get too in the weeds, but he would just tell Artemisia and Ariad to just be careful around him. Yeah.
If he mentions Typhon, Artemisia will cut him off halfway and say never again.
Not in his. I won't say it in Dimos' presence.
No.
Never.
Like on the deck, if separate from him. If he mentions Typhon, then Artemisia will cut him off and say never again. Darius.
No. I slap Artemisia's hand away from him. He's been given a gift, but there's a curse with it. Something.
We know.
Might be turning him into.
I figured as much. Darius.
I won't allow him to become a monster, so
Never
this is
again.
going to be something we have to talk about. Not in front of him. It's obviously distressing. And just ignore this.
Never again.
I will not ignore this.
You were stoned, Darius. You don't. I almost drowned. Never again. Never again.
Sheep, if I use the last greater restoration spell on him, do I think I could cure him of any affliction related to Typhon?
That could be answered either by trying and waiting or with a religion check.
Okay.
If you believe it's a curse, that would be
Hey,
the way.
Artemisia, you want to chat about this with me and give me the help action?
Not greatly, but maybe reluctantly. Sure.
Yeah, there we go.
Very reluctantly.
Yes. Your reluctance has been noted. Actually, I'm going to roll a 15, but I'll... Oh, I'm glad I did that. So plus 11 to 22. That's that 15.
22. With a 22, you would think that you're on the right track with the kind of magic you need. But curses are insidious and quite enduring. It'll probably need repeated administrations. Very similar to actually what happened to
Hezebel.
Hezebel, yeah.
All right. So we're going to look after him as best we can, and next time we go back to Mitros, we're gonna go to Valis as soon as possible. We'll make up a reason why.
Let's move on.
Agreed?
Okay. Just as long as I don't have to swim again, that's just...
All right. Good.
I think meanwhile, like Ariad would like seek out Demas and be like, "Hey man,
What's wrong with
I
your
know,
face, dude?
I know Kira, like we're gonna free her, you know. So be alright. We're heroes. We're legendary heroes, and we'll do what we have to do." And the only reason she would do something like that was because she would believe that we could do it. Sort of trying to go into what Demas normally would say and follow the logic to like, yeah, you know, we can do it. Let's you like give her a pat on the back. You know, she's seen the bro thing, you know, and then ask him if he wants to, you know, train with the shield, or something like that. Completely oblivious to you know everything else. She's did make sense to her. Everyone's feeling down and stuff. They're having like, you know, maybe she sees the others have like a discussion under their breath, and you know she's an outsider a little bit. She didn't know Kira that well, and it makes sense that people are, you know, a little on edge, right? That makes sense.
I'm worried about Darius. He's whole Kira thing. He's taken it pretty harshly. I don't know how much he's holding up. I've tried to invite him to do things, but honestly, he got a bit intense and just shakes his head. I don't know how to handle him when he's like that.
Yeah. It's alright. I'll see what I can do. I mean, she like looks at him and she's like, "You're still so young, Dimas. It's sometimes we just have to wait and be patient."
Just keep an eye on him, right?
Of course.
He's been staring at me.
Staring.
He said nonsense. Yeah, it's a bit unnerving, much like the men do around here, watching me. But,
Oh.
ever since Kira, it's as if he thinks I'm someone else, or I don't know. Just it makes me a little unnerved. So
She nods. That's yeah. I wonder if
he's been through a lot.
I know we all have, but all this with Hezbel and Kira and now the Furies. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, maybe he'll come out of it. Time. You know, if we just wait long enough.
Yeah. Well,
And we have time. Definitely nothing's coming up now. That would be important to deal with. So we should just
Ariel frowns.
see how things go. You know, beyond what we're already doing. Kira saved us from that.
I'm not sure I trust that has solved all our problems, but it's given us some time.
Let's use the time well.
She nods. She seems. Yeah. So I don't really. Yeah. If you need anything, let me know. I know everyone's going for a hard time, and I'm not exactly estranged to losing someone to you.
You haven't lost Kira. She's just been taken to the island down there. I mean, just shakes his legs. It's just, yeah, I like having her around. She's great, but we're gonna get her back in a month, 2 tops. I mean, who knows? When we defeat the Titans, but what else could possibly stop us?
Yeah. Arya doesn't like that. She's like, oh no, omens.
We have the power to do anything we want. That
Let's hope
includes
so.
saving Kira. Well, saving, more like revealing her stunt to the Furies. They might be impressed.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it has some kind of, well, not romantic, I think, but some kind of poetic.
I was thinking that. What if the fates simply put us against on this journey here so that we would in the end destroy the Furies? They don't like each other. Seems reasonable, but I thought there's no way we wouldn't also destroy the fates, so shrugs. If they believe things are fixed, though, I suppose it doesn't matter what they do.
Yeah, that stuff is beyond me. The Fury said that the Elder Titans made the rules of oaths, in which case, why on earth are the fates there?
I have no idea. But they live so they could die. I don't know what that means for them, but they didn't seem keen on finding out, so.
Well, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, if you need to talk more, just show up. I mean, get a bit of drink, some food, push-ups. You could use a little bulking up, I suppose. It looks as I don't know how he gestures to areas of, sirens work, but
She frowns. Remembers that Deimos means well. He's just not exposed to her kind. I mean, it's
you
better
probably,
than being called a harpy, which they did at the beginning.
no, hobbies are different.
Well, really, our Seek works much like any.
Well, then you do need some bulking up, I would say. Well, need is a strong word. If you have other things to do, sure, but join us with the shields and such.
Oh,
It's,
definitely
you
the
showed you're
shield.
useful. It's good to keep up Mitrosian battle tactics. Useful even to us.
Sure. She's just like, yeah, I mean, if that'll probably make Deimos feel better. Like, yeah, that's...
You know what? Actually, yeah. And then he'll begin talking a little bit about Mitros, and maybe end up yelling out to some of the sailors for like a Mitrosian mariners shanty.
Oh, they know plenty of
Or
them.
a song or something. Because he's been there, right? And they'll get a little jolly, yeah. Let's sing a song about sailing the Mitrosian seas and probably pulling one up in the Oresians or something. And then I imagine that's what all the songs are about, right?
Are you with me now, Artemisia?
And then
She's downstairs. She doesn't know.
it's all in good fun because the Oresians can't sail and they know that. That's not a secret.
It's true. Yeah, the Rasians don't sail.
Put them on water, they can't even swim. Most of them.
That was mean. That was mean, Deimos. That was mean, man.
Prove me wrong.
That cut deep, man. Come on.
Oh my god.
It's okay. She'll be okay. She has a Mitrosian on her side.
Just bypass that one.
It was no blow. Okay. It's all in good humor.
That's right. I'm sure that one day we'll go to Aresia and he'll eat the words he speaks. When we get our asses handed to us by like the Queen's Guard or something, I don't know.
Oh boy.
Or
Anyway,
just some angry monks that don't want me there. Combination of both. I don't know.
yeah,
At some point on
Demas
the
just
next
seems,
day of
I
sailing,
guess he just seems hotter and like nicer to talk to and more entertaining, and people laugh more at his jokes. She's like, yeah, I mean, I guess it's actually, Darius is being weird. There's probably nothing wrong. I'm just thinking too much of it.
at some point during the next day, Harriet gets like from like around a shady corner. Harriet, I need you to keep an eye on Demos. He's been behaving strangely. He's cursed.
Yeah. Darius, I know it's. Do you want a cup of tea, maybe? You can bring your
Dareth
dragon.
Axel?
Yeah.
Yeah. She like yips up, lands on his head, and
We can just relax, right? Some things takes time to settle down, and that's okay. We don't have that much time, admittedly, but it's about taking the moments that you can, and sometimes giving yourself a break and letting go for a little. And we are a crew here. There are other people who can sometimes take the burden and the brunt. It's not just you. I know that you feel very responsible, but we're here together.
yeah. No, everything you're saying is correct, but this has nothing to do with that. And I don't think I need to roleplay my side because it's basically exactly the same thing with Artemisia, but he just wants Ariad to at least know his side of like, he stared into Typhon and I saw into his thoughts, and he was like a little minor illusion to share a like
Harriet will say like, you intrude this into his mind without his consent?
Only after realizing that something was altered, something was wrong. I don't even know if he's capable of talking about it. He. And if one of the people closest to you was dominated or cursed or something, and it affected their mind, and they were capable, or you suspected that it wasn't even physically possible for them to ask for help, would you deny them help just because they hadn't asked for it?
She frowns. I suppose not. One could still go about it in a more general way and ask them whether I don't know. I guess that's true. She looks a little unsure, like
Either
gray
way,
area.
we're not going to be able to do anything about this until we see Valis again, and don't have time to go back to Mitros for a third time. So I'm hoping that for a little while, just keeping an eye on him and making sure he's okay will be enough. And if I have to be the bad guy for this, that's fine, but he's going to need friends, right? And I just want a friend that he, goes to at least just be informed. Okay?
She nods. Okay, yeah. I mean, you know that you don't have to tell me to be a friend, but I appreciate you keeping me out on the information.
I'm not telling you to. I have observed that you are, and that is great. And I want to. If he's making me the bad guy, I'll take it. That's the role that I've signed up for many times. So, but he's still going to need people to look out for him, right?
Of course. He is very young.
I don't.
after
If he
all.
confides in you, I don't. Unless it's pertinent to healing him, I don't need to know what he has to say. I
He
wouldn't
really
ask you
likes
to.
Petrosian battle techniques.
Yes, he does. I have a feeling I'm not going to be invited to shield training much these days, but anyway.
She will
Artemisia knows-
like try and lighten the mood by like imitating Dimas and being like, "Yeah, you could. I think you need to. I think you need to."
He like
Buckle up
lifts,
a
when
little
you do
bit.
that like robot arm thing, the like 90
Yeah.
degrees. It is like, oh, you need to bulk up a bit more.
Oh yeah. And then she like claps Darius on the shoulder,
No,
and
he's-
after that she goes up to the Cronus and is like, "I don't even know what is happening anymore."
Nah, he's great. He's just not himself right now. Anyway.
And she's just sitting there staring out to nothingness. What?
So high school cliques formed.
I was gonna say, I think for her, it seems like, I don't know, they've had some kind of misunderstanding. I don't. But then she was there, and I guess Demos did look into it. Can't really remember much. Recent. Well, she'll ponder up there. While I guess keeping an eye on everybody but Artemisia. But she probably will also keep an eye on her just because, this is a mess. Who knows when one of the others will tell her to also keep an eye on her. She was also there.
All right. On that note, I would propose that we call the session very, very early, I'm afraid, but there's something I have to get involved in that has just popped up, unfortunately.
No.
It does, however, mean that we can play next week rather than waiting 2 weeks. So I hope that's some consolation.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Hope everything's okay.
It's nothing life-threatening, let's put it that way, but it's something I have to get involved in.
Yeah, pressing. But yeah, do you think?
Yeah. Thank you for DMing, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
I will say it was a session. Many things happened. A fight happened.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Playing
Yeah.
with Kira's stats while trying not to give the game away was a very interesting challenge.
yeah, I was
That's fun.
sitting there and I was like, no bonus actions. I was like, wait, does concentration spells eat up your bonus action?
Yeah,
Then I was like,
I tried to come up with some bullshit.
because I was looking at casting protection from evil and good myself, because as a warlock I have the spell. But I was like, I guess maybe that's the thing. I was like, I cannot be bothered to fucking look that up right now. I already have to go find my stupid token for the sword.
Yeah. No, it does use concentration, and it is
Yeah, but
very
does that
applicable.
suck up a bonus action?
No.
No. Yeah. Okay.
really-
Yeah. That
really
was
quick
my
bef-
thing. I was like, huh?
But it's a regular action. It doesn't.
Really, really quick before I have to disappear. There was one topic I wanted to quickly mention before I forget. In relation to Hex. Hex puts disadvantage on ability checks. Saving throws are technically not ability checks. However, we've always played Hex that way in this campaign as well as in previous campaigns. I would just like to find a one-size-fits-all home rule, so to speak, so that disadvantage on ability checks or advantage on ability checks always means the same thing. I've noticed that exhaustion, the first level, for example, gives disadvantage on ability checks. So either that also means exhaustion gives you disadvantage on saving throws, or we say that Hex no longer gives disadvantage on saving throws. Like we have to go down one of those ways to consolidate the rules properly.
Honestly, I thought exhaustion did give you disadvantage on saving rolls.
Rules as
It's
written.
like third level. I think it's third level one that is
Yeah.
attacks. Gross.
rules as written,
Oh.
the first level of exhaustion basically only makes your skill checks and initiative rolls worse.
Right.
It doesn't actually affect your combat performance.
Okay.
However, the same is true for Hex.
I don't feel strongly about either,
Let's
honestly.
just keep it as the rules are.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say rules as written is what I'm.
Alright, rules
okay
are written, I
for.
guess.
You know, I use hex for damage, so
Yeah.
I read a sage advice on it. The part of Hex that basically does it is because Hex is like, you know, if you're hexed, you do like small little mistakes, like you trip over your feet and whatnot.
oh,
So
yeah.
that's basically what that's supposed to do, and it's not supposed to be a.
Big hampering
Useful
thing.
part of it.
It's actually incredibly strong if it does
Yeah.
saving throws.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have probably yeah. Yeah,
It'd still
because
be
I've
very
been thinking
useful if you played more with the like hiding and stuff, like because I know that there's
Grabbing.
legendary monsters who try to detect hidden creatures as a legendary action stuff and imposing, because that's like an actual perception check, right? Or
Yeah.
acrobatics to get out of a grapple or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's still very applicable, just a bit more situational.
Well, ability would be like a flat strength to break out of something. Because technically acrobatics is a skill check.
Yeah, those
Right.
would be ability checks again. Those would work. There are some spells that require intelligence checks, for example. Like I believe, I don't remember, but I think
Some stuff, yeah.
there was some like banishment. I believe you need to do an
It's an
intelligence
intelligence check to get through like the maze or whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah, those things would work, but saving throws not. Either way, I
You
gotta
need to go. Yeah.
Yeah,
do
you
my
go.
thing.
Yep.
I'll see you next week then. We are playing next